Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Cyrus and this is Tuntum Network in Accra, Ghana. Don't hesitate to subscribe when you find my channel credible. This episode, ladies and gentlemen, is about an ongoing saga between the Nigerian Igbo King in Ghana and we the people of Ghana. I've had so many people send me videos of him mentioning my name in his interviews and in his press conference, as in me, Cyrus, being the reason why the whole story broke out. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have any time to waste. I'm going to use the same press conference that he did to prove to you why the problem of Africa isn't spiritual, but a lack of responsible leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be very short, but needful. Trust me. Let's get into it. I'm Cyrus of Tuntum Network and I want to believe he referred to me, or else I stand corrected. Now, the fundamental issue with this Igbo King is his lack of self-awareness and his lack of self-accountability, and this even extends to African leadership in general. Ladies and gentlemen, when you accept to be in a position of leadership, you must always know where you are at all times to know how to act at all times and speak accordingly. Let me help him here. He's forgotten that he is a foreigner in Ghana. He has mistaken the hospitality of Ghanaians to mean that he is an indigent. This is where his problems actually originated. Ghana accepted him and allowed him to live here and do well for himself. That is a fact. And because of that and his support for some people in the local community and perhaps his dealings with politicians, he began to think of himself as actually a Ghanaian and wished to be acknowledged as such, ladies and gentlemen. But no, you aren't a Ghanaian by any stretch of your imagination. And for that reason, Mr. Igbo King, your kingdom is irrelevant to us Ghanaians, except that you wish to establish it on our soil. Do you really think we have time to follow up on what you want to do, if not because you wish to do it in Ghana? Think about it. This is why I'm insisting that self-awareness at all times is a fundamental requirement for anyone who aspires to be a leader. You forgot who you are in Ghana for a minute, and when videos started coming out of your intentions, ladies and gentlemen, you immediately concluded that someone hates you or is against you. Who has the time to do that? The contradictions in your own videos makes you come off as a person that cannot be trusted. If I were you or in your advisory team, I would suggest you hold back for a while and let the whole thing die down. Secondly, you lack self-accountability, and I'm really sorry I have to be blunt with you on this. Listen, I have so many critical issues researching on about Africa, and I wouldn't have given you a second of my time on my platform if you weren't seen in videos making those statements about your plans of establishing a kingdom in Ghana. If it didn't happen, I would never mention your name. This is how you lack self-accountability. When you encounter a problem, you don't look at the root cause and the solutions with an objective mind or eye. The first thing you do is look around for someone to blame, just as typical as African politicians. This explains why the whole of Africa is plunged into a mess even after 60 years of having independence. We never figured out how to live our lives independent of the colonizers. We blame them every step of the way till this day. Oga, hear me well. This is free advice for you. You have been crowned a king by your own people in Ghana, number one. This is something nobody can contest with you. You want to build a community for your people in Ghana, number two, which your earlier videos prove you wanted to do. I'm okay if you have changed your mind. But you are a foreigner in Ghana, number three. These three things I've said are all facts. The question you should ask yourself in light of these 3 pointers I've given you is, how do I do what I want to do in a legal framework that won't attract any type of attacks or backlash from the laws of the country and from the local people? That is the question you should have asked. This is where you needed to start from, because I can guarantee you this, ladies and gentlemen. If anyone walked into any Igbo state in Nigeria and started speaking of building a kingdom and a community to serve the people of his tribe, I don't think the local people, the local Igbo people, will pat the person on the back for a wonderful vision and encourage him to carry on. I don't think that is what will happen. This isn't a common thing found in any country in the world. This isn't how it's done. Everywhere in the world, there are communities of immigrants who do exactly what you intend to do. So this isn't a new thing you are trying to do, but they do it within the legal framework of the local system. So this is what I am saying, ladies and gentlemen. If it is your desire to do anything in Ghana, seek legal counsel and always choose peace over confrontations. Listen, you don't want to be involved in anything that will constantly bring a grudge between you and the local people, even when you think you are doing the right thing. You don't want to do that. That's bad for your reputation, especially when you know you are not from here. What you want to do is to do things that will elevate you to gain the respect and hospitality that comes to you naturally from the people of the country. Those are things that are done carefully and strategically, not with force nor an exhibition of an authoritarian attitude. You won't succeed like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you want to parade yourself around as a king and talk of a kingdom and stuff like that, everybody's antenna will go up, because we are not looking to add more kings to what we have in Ghana. Ghana already has serious chieftaincy and tribal problems that has lasted even before I was born to deal with. We have tribes in the north that have fought over their kingdoms till this day. We definitely aren't doing window shopping for more kingdoms. And I respect your recent interviews of what you are saying now, Oga, that what you want to do is a real estate sort of, and not necessarily a kingdom. That's totally welcome, Oga, so long as it will be sold or open to all people irrespective of their nationality. This is how Ghana has been peaceful. Here in Ghana, we intermarry. Our family structures are a mixture of all tribes and religious backgrounds. We have some good level of unity in our diversity. We live in other regions and cities peacefully. This is what our founding father, Osajefo Kwame Nkrumah, gave us through the boarding secondary school system. He made sure that each person left his region to study in other regions, so that by the time you return home, you don't find these people, those people on the other side, are strangers. Therefore, we live alongside one another and we live in peace. We don't want to turn into a tribal sort of segregation. There is no room, Oga, for an Igbo estate only in Ghana. I repeat, there is no room for an Igbo only estate in Ghana. Ghana is for all Ghanaians and those who live peacefully within. Let's continue to keep it that way. And look, Oga, this additional advice may also help you. Be careful of the promises you get from politicians. They may take your money today and assure you of such and such until the laws of Ghana catches up with you on something, Oga. That's when those same politicians' phones will be off or unreachable. You have to always know that ultimately, politicians care more about their political positions than your reputation, Oga, and therefore they will betray you when convenient and turn away from you when they realize that their association with you can temper with their political future. Trust me on this. And also remember, political positions keep changing in Ghana, unlike in Nigeria. And whenever there is a change in the leadership of the country, there is a lot of uncertainty that happens next. And just so you understand me properly, Oga, I want to share this story with you because your wife is a Fanti. There was a man by name Papa Kwesi Indum who was a leader of a political party in Ghana. At one point, he left his party and joined forces with the MPP party to win in the 2000 elections and even got appointed as a minister of state. This same MPP party that he supported and received an appointment for lost elections in 2008 and 2012, only to come back to power in 2016 and collapse his most vibrant businesses. Ask your wife, she'll tell you about this story. So be very wary about politicians' promises. Now, finally, this goes to the man of the moment, Hassan Ayariga. For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen a man I can call a patriot of Ghana. Mr. Ayariga, you have my respect for standing up for Ghana. When politicians were hiding, you chose to stand and take action. Unfortunately, I don't know much about you except for the coffin incident in the presidential debates. But you are a national treasure, Mr. Ayariga. We love you on the street and respect you for your commitment to protecting the sovereignty of Ghana, no matter how lonely you may feel right now. Mr. Ayariga, you have our full support. You have the full support of the street as well. And God bless you. And hopefully your party considers the 3 ideologies I proposed to President Mahama on this platform. It is somewhere among my videos. Please check it out. That'll be all for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time to watch this video and for the continuous support. Be sure to subscribe if today is your first time. God bless you and bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I'll come your way again very soon. Until then, it is bye-bye for now.